Mark is away on leave this week, so I'm afraid I will be your only contribution from London today. However, I hope to make it worth your while. Okay, much like my commentary here last week, there have been a limited number of interesting patterns seen over this past week. However, I would also like to reprise a caution I gave last week for the end of September, as we're in the process of forming some newer, longer term patterns on which I will shortly elaborate upon. So, there were weekly key reversals down last week in US dollar Norwegian krona and US dollar Swedish krona, but interestingly not in US dollar Danish krona. There was also a weekly key reversal down in US dollar Israeli shekel, but the market only just managed to make it. And we had a very interesting weekly key reversal up in Chinese yuan against the Japanese yen. It was an immediate countering weekly key reversal up, which is interesting enough on its own. Yet it was accomplished with China being on a public holiday for a large part of last week. Elsewhere, we had a weekly key reversal down in UK Ftse stock index futures last week. Now this is something to note for later, as I will be dealing with this and other main stock index futures shortly on a longer timescale. Additionally, we had weekly key reversal up in New York cotton futures, spot platinum, and Bursa Malaysia crude palm oil futures. Interestingly, we also had a weekly key reversal up in New York coffee futures. This seems to have been a delayed up reaction, if you will, to the weekly key reversal up we had in the London coffee futures the week before last. Now that about covers the weekly action, and as you can see, has been one which has had some interesting if delayed confirmations, also some regional action in Scandinavia, plus an interesting regional Asian one, likely influenced by competitive advantage from two rival exporting countries. Now, as I mentioned earlier, and also this time last week, a caution. As you are aware, we've recently had some large gapping down actions in many stock index and stock index futures. What I would like to highlight are 4 stock index futures, and not what they have the coming week may bring, but what we may see, or rather be on the verge of seeing tomorrow, hence a caution. Let's start with the UK Ftse Futures. In the greater scheme of things, we are set with just today and tomorrow to go until the end of September to possibly have a monthly key reversal here. This may actually be in spite of last week's weekly key reversal down. If we close tomorrow night, that is on Thursday the 30th of September, either over 70.97 or under 69.66, then we'd be on. At this moment we are looking at a lesser outside month right now, as we've moved up and away from a monthly key reversal down into this lesser pattern. However, in the process of moving higher, we do not need to do much to turn it into a monthly key reversal up. So it's worth close scrutiny to see if we can close over 70.97 tomorrow night. Next is German DAX stock index futures. Please note that here, unlike some other stock index futures which have also had similar gapping moves lower last weekend, here in the DAX futures there is no monthly key reversal possible. It's that blatant and obvious. It just wouldn't work. Thirdly is US Emini S&P futures. This is one of the stock index futures that has done enough to make, with only a day and a bit to go, to make a possible monthly key reversal for September. If we close tomorrow night, that's on Thursday the 30th of September, either over 45.21 or under 43.89, then we'd be on. Right now, well, when I spoke last week we were looking at a monthly key reversal down. Today we are right now still looking at a monthly key reversal down, especially after yesterday's action. However, it is close, very close, and seeing we still have today and tomorrow to come, it will be very, very interesting to see if we can close either above or below 43.89. It makes the difference between a lesser outside month or a monthly key reversal. Watch that close tomorrow. Finally, French CAC40 futures. Here we've had that weekend gap like everywhere else. However, the extent of the reaction back up was more pronounced, eventually yesterday filling in the tiny gap that the main move up last week had missed. Anyway, this contract shares something with the DAX. It does not currently qualify to be a monthly key reversal. However, one point to note. With the action moving up early last week, we've been left with an island bottom pattern last week. Just in case, I have covered all these actions in my recent daily stock index futures videos, which I would be happy to share. I'll be away over the next 2 weeks with the Energy Trading Week live conference next week in London and the Energy Trading Week virtual conference taking place the week after. However, I hope to have some interesting things to say and show next time we meet. I'm always happy to answer any questions of anyone who's interested, and with that I'll finish this section from London. And I hope you found these comments useful.